Simplified Chaos, episode 106.
Life is beautiful and full of chaos.
And it can get slightly out of hand if that shit's not tamed.
We're here to share how to simplify the little things to help you lead a more intentional life.
This is Simplified Chaos.
Hey, wonderful friends. Welcome to Simplify Chaos. This is Jillian, one of your hosts, and I'm with my husband and co-host, Nicholas.
What's going on, folks? Hope you all are having a great start to the new year. We are just about through the first month, and we've got another great episode here for you. We missed last week, but we've got kind of a big episode here for you. A lot to talk about, right, Jilly?
I think so.
Yeah. Do you want to give him a hint, or should we just leave him hanging?
So I've kind of thought of what I wanted to call this episode, and I'm kind of digging our family flow.
The family flow.
Because we're flowing into something new and we're evolving. So
yeah,
I'm going with that.
Big announcement in this episode, so you're going to want to stay tuned. But before we dive into that, as always, we love showing some gratitude. So Jilly, what are you grateful for this week?
I am grateful for Lucille.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know. We're learning a lot from her, huh?
She is so motivating, inspiring every single freaking day. And just her coming into the shower with me tonight and just be like, I want to go in the shower, Mom. And just asking like what everything is and just going like balls deep into the shower this time. Like she was all in there, like
balls deep. No
fear. Just I was washing my hair. She's right under the faucet with me. Before she would kind of stay in the corner and kind of watch me. And now you can just tell like she's in it.
Yeah, she's ready to take her bathing game up into the shower.
Yeah. And I mean, she's just forced me just to slow down so much. I mean, so many changes have come from her, and I keep saying that all the time, but it's true. And she inspired me even to start her own Instagram handle, Listen to Lucille, because there's so much shit she teaches me and I forget to document, or, you know, I think it'd be fun to like look back and see all the cute things that she says or ideas that she has sparked to kind of help me become a better person and uplift me and up-level me. So, Lucille, you fucking rock. Thank you for coming into our lives. Love you, babe. What about you?
Well, I think to kind of go along with this episode, it's got to be my partner in life. You.
That's me.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm not going to get too much into it because I think this episode will speak for itself once I say that. But, you know, what we have to talk about today wouldn't be possible if, you know, I didn't have you in my life, and, you know, that we were so open to communicating and just, you know, in this together and kind of doing this journey together. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with like having the same beliefs and wanting to bring good into the world. So, you know, couldn't do it without you. So I am truly grateful for everything that you are. So
thank you, Boo.
You're welcome. So, Jilly.
Oi.
Yeah. Some big changes happening with the Koselniaks. Mm-hmm. Do you want to drop the the message here?
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be some... Oh, okay. So, let me do what Lucille might do. Brown bear, what do you see?
Oh, yeah?
I see a new home in our future.
That's
right.
That's what
I see.
That's what we see. So, as many of you know who listened to our episode, we took a nice little retreat in Charlottesville, Virginia over the Christmas break or the holiday break into the new year. And we absolutely fell in love with the area. Jill and I first went out there back in July. We were originally supposed to go out to Colorado to interview, I forget. Liv,
yeah.
Who we did end up interviewing over Skype. But we wanted to do it in person like we did with Michelle and a couple of other our previous guests. And with COVID, we weren't comfortable with flying at the time. So we decided to just, instead of fly, drive down to Charlottesville, Virginia. And we fell in love with it then. and you came up with the idea of let's, go down there for Christmas break just to kind of relax, reflect. And we were like, wow, we're really digging this area. And then for shits and giggles, we found a new development being built with rancher style homes, which is all that I wanted to do. I want a rancher style home, 1 floor, a couple bedrooms, very easy to maintain. And holy hell, did we find what we wanted in life.
Yeah. And I thought about this idea of like, you hear the words dream home, forever home. And I absolutely believe that we have a dream home. And I know that a dream home can change.
Sure.
But I know for a fact that we don't have a forever home. I don't think we're going to find one home that we're like, yes, we want to stay forever, because life, you don't know what life's going to throw you.
Exactly.
So I will say in this current state of where we are now, we have found our dream home, what we have envisioned. And it is we are downsizing very much
tremendously.
So. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like half the size of our house now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's weird how things are all unfolding, and you hear about this when people speak about things just coming their way, and you hear terms like manifesting, but I will say that it's fucking happening. Like things are unfolding the way that I think they should. We're listening. I think that's the key part, is that we are listening and we're open and we are taking action to go towards the light. And we're saying a big yes to this. And
yeah,
we are really, really fucking pumped about this.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head. We've listened to ourselves, and so many things are saying yes. This whole move just feels right from the very beginning. Like, it's a big change to move from an area that you've grown up in your entire life, and oftentimes there's a fear associated with that. Like, and you play the what ifs through your mind a million times, and that's not really happening right now. Like, this is one of those big, like, hell yeahs that with a big life decision, and it's been very easy just from us talking about that, hey, maybe this is a potential place for us to move. And, we were thinking 2 years from now, not this year, but we met with our rep down there, who was just extremely thorough in trying to find out what was important to us, and really wanting to understand if the community that they're building is right for us. And it turns out that it's true. And it was really interesting. Like, she was like, we can do a video tour of one of the model homes and, talk from there. And we're like, no, we're coming down. So we went down there and did the tour of the home, and just everything that happened that weekend confirmed that was the right decision. And so we're moving forward. We put a deposit down, and there's no looking back. But like, just, obviously the one thing that will suck, I guess, about the whole thing is, we will be away from friends and family. Like, we won't be able to just, pick up and go down the street and do whatever.
See,
but
I don't think it sucks. I just think it's opening doors for just new things.
Yeah, sure.
I don't like to think of any of this sucking to me. Like, I guess.
Well, I guess, what I'm just saying is that it's different, but I'm not saying that we're not going to be able to see them, because it's not that bad of a drive to get back up here to Maryland, and we're going to have a lot more time to be able to travel and to catch up with friends and whatnot. I'm just saying the instant connection that you can potentially have when you're here, you can't have that anymore.
I get it.
Yeah. But I mean, everything else is just like, check, 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 check. Yes, let's do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's all about the feeling. I think it's just felt right the whole time. Like, there haven't been any doubts. Obviously there are a tiny, tiny doubts, just because this is where I grew up, this home, and right. I've been here my whole life. I've never ever moved. So, but it just feels right. Even though it's funny how, like, you can plan out your whole future. Like, this is when I see this happening. This is the job I want. And it's like, what you want is packaged so differently than what you envision. And it comes at a speed that you may not agree with. It may be slower, it may be faster. And the fact that I'm proud of us both for just, we're kind of we're not touching the water with our toes and like
Yeah.
it out. Or, I mean, I guess you could technically say that with us just going down there for 5 days and like just seeing what it was like. But man, we are just like cannonballing the hell into
Yeah.
Charlottesville, Virginia, because it's right. It feels like a hell yes. And I like to think of this not as like we're losing something.
Right.
You know, I like to think as that we're evolving. And I think the whole terminology and the words, it kind of helps me with this whole experience because I have so many memories here. And I like to think that, you know, as humans, we evolve and we change and we grow. And I think it's important that we listen to what we do, what we feel is best for us. And this is the time. It's opening for us. And I feel like there are so many opportunities that are opening and there's so many unknowns. You know, who knows what can come from this, but overall, like the feeling I get in my body when I think about this is just like, it's so amazing. So I'm really, really excited for this new transition for us and our new family flow to Charlottesville, Virginia.
And it's funny, we all look back, at least not all of us, but, you know, a lot of us look back at 2020 saying that, you know, it was a lost year. And you know, again, it's all about perspective and how you shape things. And the way I'm going to look back on 2020 now is that if it wasn't for all of that happening, we wouldn't be moving to Charlottesville. We wouldn't have canceled our flight to Denver. You know, I first of all, before even that, I wouldn't be working remotely. We wouldn't have canceled our flight to Denver and gone down to Charlottesville. So a lot of things, you know, from the very beginning of the pandemic, from our work switching from, you know, in person to remote, was the catalyst for this whole thing to happen. So like, when I look back on 2020, 10 years from now and say, you know, it could have been the worst year ever. And it was like, no, it's the best year ever because it helped us get to the next point in our lives. So yeah, I mean, perspective is everything. And you know, this just really confirms that, you know, we took advantage of, you know, what might have been which is a really bad situation, you know, for a lot of folks. So, you know, we're just really happy that, you know, there's a lot of positive that came out of the adversity that we all faced last year.
Absolutely. No, I 100% agree. I think we now have a new perspective of just seeing challenges as what am I going to learn from this and how am I growing from it?
There are opportunities to grow.
So true. And no, it is crazy when you reflect back on how one tiny decision in your life can lead to a different path than what you thought would happen. But the path is everything that we value. And that's
right.
Why it feels so good. It's because we speak about these week after week. Like, what do we value? We value travel. We value experiences. You know, we value time together, family, and financial flexibility. Like, this opportunity is just helping us reach those values and those goals that we set out for ourselves. And when you're open to it and you take those tiny little action steps every single day, I mean, to me, this is just showing us, like, we can't stop what we're doing because it is working and it is a slow process. Like, it's not like, obviously, you know, I could see us, like, wanting to do this, like, 2 or 3 years ago, but it wasn't time for us then. I don't think we were open for that yet. We didn't, you know, it's just crazy listening to us talk about this and then it actually happening. It's just still boggling my mind.
Well, what's funny is that usually when you get an idea in your head, like you are all in and you jump in, and I'm usually the one who takes a step back and analyzes it from every single angle. I will say that I have analyzed it from every single angle, but I did it in a lot quicker time than I normally would. Like I warp speed analyzed everything and just, you know, any question that I had that was answered right away. And just, again, like everything just seems like it's right. I mean, like you said, it's giving us financial freedom. It's giving us freedom from doing work around the house. Like we're cutting our house size in half, which means half the house to take care of. And one of the benefits of this community is that I no longer have to mow my own lawn or mulch because that's included in our HOA fee. But that's going to give us so much more flexibility to go explore Skyline Drive or the Blue Ridge Parkway, to come back up here and hang out with friends and whatnot, to go just do the things that we want to do on the weekends. And so we're getting time out of this. We're getting, you know, we're selling this house that we're in right now when the market's at an all-time high. So like there's just so many benefits to what we're doing, and you know, it's just screaming at us. Like, and I think that's like really like the overarching theme of this episode is really like, when something speaks to you, you have to run towards it. Like, you know, when something just feels right, you have to just kind of do that. I think we often put up roadblocks and have, you know, a lot of thoughts of like, you know, what if, and in situations like this, when things are pointing to yes, you have to run towards it, and you know, not look back, you know.
I agree. Even if you are a type of person who carves out like, well, this is the plan, like I can't deviate from the plan, and it's like, fuck the plan. Like if you were listening and something is like, this feels right, like go towards that. It's so true. And I think I'm getting better. I think out of all of the years that I've been on this earth, this year, like these past 6 months, I've just really honed in to listening to myself, listening to Lucille, listening to you. You know, I feel like I've always had a hard time listening because there was so much fucking noise, negativity, fear, comparison, all in my head. Busy, do. And now I'm like trying to relearn how to be. And I feel like we all were born that way. Like when we were little, like Lucille is totally be, you know, like she's just exploring. She's in it. She's feeling her feels, you know, and she is teaching me how to be again. And I get goosebumps just thinking about like what she's done to my life. And, yeah, I'm just excited for all of the new opportunities we're going to have, the new adventure that we're going to have. And we're going to have our little podcast studio, not in our bedroom anymore.
Not in our bedroom. So we're actually have an office that we can put some soundproofing stuff on the walls and everything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe venture into some video. We've been toying with the notion. Let us know if you want us on camera. Or if we have faces for radio, then we won't get on there. But no, seriously, like radio. You know, I'd love to get everybody's feedback and you know, see if they would like this in a video format. I know most of you probably consume this in your cars or on your earbuds or headphones or whatever.
Yeah.
But we are considering the notion of putting our pretty faces on YouTube to go along with the podcast.
And it's very scary to me, but I'm willing to try something new and just to see what it's like. So yeah, I'm open to new change with the podcast for sure.
So yeah, you'll have to stay tuned just to see if we decide to go in that direction or not. But in the meantime, we will continue to bring you weekly episodes, and it'll be interesting. I think, you know, a lot of what we're going to talk about over the next 3 to 4 months is just this process and how, you know, preparing a house to sell, how to prepare for a move out of state. You know, I think there's going to be a lot of learning experiences over the next 3 to 4 months that, you know, we're eager to share with you and let you know how we're going through these big changes.
Yeah, and I was telling Nick that I know that a lot of people probably don't talk about like the chaos with moving and all of that, and they just say, hey, we moved, we're happy, we're settled. But I was really like, my goal is for myself is just to enjoy the process more, and the learning is in the process, and to treasure that versus just the destination. So I was really kind of excited to tell of our listeners now, so that way we can like, you know, figure things out along the way and how we're simplifying the process of putting our gigantic house on the market and what that's going to look like since we live with another family. And, you know, I'm really excited the growth we're going to have in this experience. And I'm so grateful for being in this very large, beautiful house. I think most families start off small and starter homes and they want to expand and get bigger, where we're kind of doing the opposite. So I'm very grateful that we started big and we had the opportunity to experience it. And now we're like, you know, we're ready to downsize. We know this is too much space. So it's nice to be able to start at the max and then kind of narrow in what we feel is right for us. And again, we may pivot and change and want something else, but we've been so fortunate to have this house and to start off in a very large size family home. And I'm very excited for the transition and what that brings us and sharing more along this journey. Yeah.
Oh, and I think, you know, this is really giving us an opportunity, and we've done a good job of decluttering. You know, one of our very first episodes when we started this podcast was about decluttering. We talked about Marie Kondo and with decluttering and just trying to create space within our house and clear our minds. When you get rid of clutter, you're able to have a little bit more clarity, and this is going to give us a chance to do a deep cleanse. Like, I'm excited for the fact that we're downsizing half the size, which means we can't bring all this stuff with us. So we're going to have to really just consider what is essential for us to bring, and then find ways to kindly let things go, whether it's giving stuff to friends and family, doing a yard sale, Facebook Marketplace, Goodwill, or if it's just junk, taking it to the dump or the recycling center. So there's a lot of prep work that is involved especially when you're downsizing from a bigger home to a smaller home. So, hopefully there's some things that we learn as we do the decluttering of our lives, and can provide you some great tips on how you can potentially do that. Even if you're not moving, we're going to find ways to have some learning experiences as we move forward through this little journey here.
Well, and the cool thing is that because of the process that we've been through with simplifying and, keeping things that only, bring us, value, it's, I think this whole process of what we've been doing has prepared us to make moving that much easier. Like, can you imagine what moving would be like if we started off with what we had? Like, it would have been a fucking nightmare.
I really want at the end of this move that my friends say that this is the easiest move that they've ever done. Like, that is my goal.
That's your goal? I like it.
Like,
I dig it.
The drive is going to be 3 hours to get stuff down there, but I want them to say that it was very easy to get stuff out of our house and to get it all loaded and then down to Charlottesville.
Well, I mean, and we've already had conversations where we can make a list of maybe 10 things that we're definitely bringing those, and then the rest of it's it's okay. I think all of the work we've done, the little tiny action steps on clearing the clutter out of our houses, our minds, our life, it's just prepared us for this moment of transitioning to a new place. And I'm so grateful that we've learned all those lessons and we're still continuing to learn and grow from it. For sure.
Yeah. But, it's exciting to be able to downsize. It's exciting to have a clean slate with a brand new home. I'm excited for projects with my dad, and, he loves, doing closet projects and stuff like that. So, there's just going to be so many opportunities to involve people in this process, which, I think is special. And, again, it's really exciting. So, again, we really look forward to sharing some great lessons that we learn over the next few months with you all.
For sure.
Awesome. Anything else, Jilly? Or did we cover?
No. I'm sure if I forgot anything, it'll be shared in future episodes.
That's right.
We have,
this is an
5
ongoing
months
journey.
of the process of preparing to flow to a different home. So
exactly.
Yeah, each week I don't even know what we're going to be talking about, so it's fun to be like, what's next week's episode topic going to be?
I know, if you're new to our podcast, there is no long-term planning. We try to do this in the flow of where we're at in our lives, and so it'll be interesting to see what we come up with over the next few months, but I'm excited about that. I know we're still going to try to get a couple more interviews. If you haven't heard our episode last week, definitely check that one out with Janae.
Yeah.
It was a really good one. Well, actually, that was 2 weeks ago. We skipped last week. Our apologies, but there was a lot of stuff going on, as you can tell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, we'll still have some interviews coming up here as well. So, with that, Jilly, do you have any resources for our lovely listeners today?
I do. Let me pull it up here.
All right.
Okay, so I thought this was interesting. So I found a blog post. It's from Unpacked, Unpakt. And the blog post was called 15 Signs That It's Time to Move to a New City.
All right. I dig this one.
Yeah. And I only found 5 that I thought really resonated to why we could kind of it was sprinkled in there.
Okay.
That was one of our reasons.
Sprinkle
I could
it, baby.
see. All right. So one of the reasons was you just can't afford to stay where you are. It's really expensive to live in Maryland.
It is.
And I'll just leave it as that. Okay. Number 2, I thought this one was funny. FOMO. You've never moved anywhere before, and this nagging voice inside is constantly wondering what you're missing. The kind of curiosity rarely goes away, and if you don't follow up on your wanderlust, sooner or later you will probably wish you had.
Yeah. I'm sure that especially rings true for you.
So true. Number 3 was an inner calling. And I think we both feel that.
100%.
We both are feeling called to do this.
Yes.
Number 4, it says, let your dreams point the way. You've been putting your passion on the back burner for too long, or you've reached the point in which your life is just on autopilot. Moving to a new city will shake things up and open new opportunities for you.
I agree. Very open-minded with this one.
Number 5 was, your goals have changed. And I can definitely say, like, our goals and what we value is definitely pivoting us to this direction, just for more time, more financial freedom, more play, more nature, more new adventures, more opportunities. So I'm really excited for all of the fun stuff coming our way. So
yes.
Yeah, those were the 5 things that I thought were really like resonating with us towards this decision.
Very good. Well, we will also put that blog post in our show notes. So if you want to read the other 10 reasons why you might want to move to a new city, check them out there.
Yeah.
And how about that quote of the day there, Jilly?
The quote of the day is from this amazing author, Eckhardt Tolle, that I'm reading his book, The Power of Now.
Ooh.
And this quote just seemed to kind of...
That's the next book I'm reading.
Yeah,
After
so
I read
good.
this next book.
I keep rereading and rereading all the things I underlined and stuff. Okay, here it is. Surrender is the simple but profound wisdom of yielding to rather than opposing the flow of life.
Boom, shakalaka. I like when you drop knowledge in quotes.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Toll, for dropping your wisdom.
You got it. All right, Jilly. And your take action challenge this week is to continue to listen to us.
Actually, you're not hard. You're not hard.
I'm not that far off.
What I said was feel first, listen hard.
Oh.
What had to do with listening. So feel first, listen hard, and then just let your inner energy guide you. It sounds really woo-woo this week, but I'm telling you, like, all the woo-woo feelings from our decision. It's just feel and take action.
Awesome. All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you like this episode, please, please, please do us a favor and help us spread the message. You can do this by writing a review or simply by sharing this episode with a friend. And remember, sharing sparks a conversation. Conversation leads to action, and action is how we're able to live a happy and intentional as hell lifestyle. We want to thank you all for listening today, and we will see you again next week.
See y'all later.